Welcome to another edition of Biro Sports Talk. I'm your host, Biro. As always, I share out the video. Today we have a very late start due to a very special occasion. But let's start with this special occasion. Today is my little brother's birthday. Happy birthday, Derek. 22 years old. Almost done with college. Couldn't be prouder of you, bro. Love you. And let's tackle another topic of local information. Today, the Crestview Lady Knights run for state championship ended as they lost to Fort Loramie. Not going to go into the score, but they did play their best and left it all out on the court. Hopefully next year they are able to repeat this success with the younger talents. But now they know they fought a very, very good opponent who many believe will win state. But let's not forget, this is Biro Sports Talk. We talk about sports. We got Twitter, we got YouTube, we got Facebook, we got Twitch. We also got an Instagram. Here we go. Hey, Strictly Bearded, I see ya. Late start. Had a meal with my family celebrating my little brother's birthday again, bringing him up again. But let's talk sports. So let's dive right in to sports. Yes. So March Madness is going on currently. Disappointing end to Duke. Okay, no worries, yeah. But Duke's probably officially out of the NCAA tournament due to a coronavirus positive test. And with contact tracing, they did not have enough to field against Florida State. Florida State automatically moved on, as did some other teams around the nation. So right now, Ohio State won, Ohio won. Let's look at some of these teams that won. I know Toledo beat Ball State in a nail biter. Creighton's beating Butler right now. Kansas is destroying Oklahoma right now, 35-15. Baylor beat Kansas State. Oklahoma State edged out West Virginia. Georgetown beat Villanova. Virginia held off Syracuse with a last-second three. San Diego State won by 3. And then we got our later games. There's also a lot more Division I games we did not mention. Of course, I mentioned the MAC because I know the MAC. But we weren't talking about any non-ranked games. So you got like UCLA beating Oregon State. Nevada beating Boise State. Morgan State and Florida A&M in a battle, and so on, and so on, and so on. Right now, Indiana is losing to Rutgers, but we'll see where that lands. But very exciting time for college basketball. This Sunday is the selection show. We're not going to have Duke in the tournament. That's going to be something I don't think they did enough. They turned it on too little too late. It'll be interesting to see who does make it, though. And who spoils some of the victors. I can't remember. I don't think there's a championship tonight. Let's see. We're going to double check. No, my luck. Yep. Nope, that's quarterfinal. See a lot of quarterfinals starting. Second rounds, third rounds. But yeah, I don't see another. I don't see any championships tonight. But that's, like I said, that's fine. We've already seen a lot of close games, a lot of, excuse me, close games, a lot of hard work from seniors who are believing they're done. You got to remember, a lot of these kids get to come back. They get an extra year of eligibility if they want it. Something the NCAA, gave them. But, a lot of things have been going on today. Another thing going on, Patrick Ewing confused why Madison Square Garden security didn't know who he was. John Calipari just can't get Kentucky going. I mean, Kentucky is out. They were just terrible this year. It just needed to end. I mean, you don't have Duke, you don't have Kentucky. It's pretty much what you need right now. So, looking forward. So with that all being said, with the NCAA, let's squeak on over to the NFL. So there was 9, there might have been 10. Last I knew it was 9. I'm going to double check. But not very many teams used the franchise tag. One of the players being Allen Robinson. Some other players who did get deals. Dak Prescott's the big name. But you gotta think, what is in store with free agency, with the draft? And let's just go ahead and talk about it. So here we are, still in March, almost to the middle of March. Rumors are hot for Seattle trading Wilson, or teams trading for Deshaun Watson. Obviously, the Bears in both those conversations. But let's look at the obvious. The obvious is both these quarterbacks have long, decent deals. They both are on promising teams. Texans almost in a rebuild. I just don't see the Texans doing enough for Watson to want to stay there. I just don't. Oh my goodness, I did see this from a person. Oh my goodness. So there's a set, 50 card box set, that's going to be released by Topps with Trevor Lawrence. Yeah. That's interesting. Don't know if I'll get that. But that was interesting. But what I'm going to talk about real quick is the Chiefs cutting starting offensive tackles Fisher and Schwartz. The only game where they both did not play was the Super Bowl, and they only scored a season low 9 points. So I don't know what's going on with the Chiefs. If they're trying to re-sign them, trying to get better at tackle. But I found that interesting with Patrick Mahomes not having his tackles. So, ESPN simulating some of the NFL free agency. Let's see where some of these players went. So, one example, of course, Jameis Winston, quarterback. They're saying he goes to the Texans. The Texans are an interesting choice. I don't think he goes to the Chargers because, Justin Herbert is the guy. Saints would be interesting, but with Watson wanting out of Houston, Winston could be a bridge quarterback. He could play and see what's going on. Interesting here for Aaron Jones is who they have next on this list. I'm looking at the Packers deal. Obviously, other teams can offer more. However, this is saying Jones picks the Dolphins. The Dolphins are a rising team a lot of people want to go to. Kenny Galladay, former Lions, they have him going to the Patriots over the Giants and Colts. I think you got to think, who's the quarterback of the Patriots? And that's like, yeah, they need a number one receiver, but if no one's throwing to you, what's the point? Next, Corey Davis. They have him going not back to the Titans. The only teams they have predicting offers to are the Cardinals and the Ravens, and picking the Ravens. This one's interesting, but I'd flip it, obviously. So this one's Juju Smith-Schuster. You got the Cardinals and Jets. I just don't see him going to the Jets, even though it is more money. I could see him joining Hopkins, Fitzgerald, being a very solid guy, exploding again so he can get a max payday, even more than what he would get with the Jets. Ooh, this one's interesting. Will Fuller the fifth. Texans, Cardinals, Eagles, Jets, Packers offering him. If those were who were offering me, I would also pick the Packers because of how stacked they are offensively. Hunter Henry, always interesting. They have him going to the Jaguars, and I don't understand why. If I were him, I would stay with the Chargers. But if you're unhappy, there's greener pastures. Janus Smith, former Titans tight end. They have him going to the Patriots, which makes sense. He's an underrated player. He's very good. I think the Titans will try to retain him, but he's very good. Trent Williams, going back to the 49ers, I understand. Can the Bears make any big signings? Actual signings in free agency? No. There's just no room in the cap space for big signings. Now, trades, yes. Trades Bears can do, but they have to unload some pieces in order to make those trades. Now we're in some of the linemen. Patriots making out big. Patriots trying to reload through free agencies, how this is predicting. The most interesting thing for me... Ooh, that's very interesting, actually. Yeah, that's very interesting. Carl Lawson signing with the Bengals. It's interesting. Shaquille. Just trying to look through some of these names. That was about it. That's what I figured. But now, let's talk about these trades. Now, a lot of people are talking. Russell Wilson is pushing and pushing and pushing to go to the Bears. Now, how true that is? Excuse me. There's always minor truths. So someone's probably spreading it, yes. Someone's probably mentioning Russell going to the Bears. The Bears have pieces to offer. That's no lie. It's the matter of if they pull the trigger. The head coach of the Texans still says Watson's our guy. I don't care what Watson said, he's our guy. But I do find the Texans a harder one to trade for. I can't see it happening. Excuse me. I just don't see it happening. I don't see it being... I just can't see the Texans pulling the trigger on it. But I can see Wilson and the Seahawks pulling it. It'll be hard, but they're more capable of pulling the trigger. Just started back up. The NBA is back. Just had All-Star Weekend. Trade deadlines coming up. And the the standings haven't really changed. However, Rookie of the Year candidate LaMelo is going to be the starter the rest of the way for the Hornets. Now, here we go. This is what I need. Follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch. You know what? We're also on Instagram. And if you didn't read the other card here, yes, if you hashtag us or add us, we are there. Biro ST, Biro Sports Talk. Yeah. We do what we do. I was gonna say I usually know how long we've been going. For some reason today that is not the case. Just in on my notifications, of course. You got Cairo Santos getting an extension with the Bears for 5 years. Now, interesting to say, only because... There we go. We're about 20 minutes. That's what I needed to know and what I was curious about. As I was saying, though, Cairo Santos signing with the Bears, 5-year deal. Back to what Strictly Bearded said over here on Twitch. No, Bears can't do any big signings, but if they're their own players, they're able to re-sign them. I find Santos to be an interesting one because we were pretty high on Pinero, but Santos was so consistent, it'll be interesting. Maybe they'll sign Alex Smith. Alex Smith isn't terrible. The thing with Alex Smith is we would have to keep him upright. What was helpful for the Bears... Excuse me. What was helpful for the Bears was Trubisky being able to move. Yeah, they could probably do some sort of offense around a pocket passer. However, I don't see Alex Smith going to the Bears. I mean, he could, especially as a last-ditch effort. But no, I don't see him going to the Bears just because he would have to be a veteran's minimum to even be on there. But what is going on with this draft? So, besides being in the wrong draft, let's look at the NFL draft for a second. Some quarterbacks. Oh, excuse me. Oh, man. Sorry about that. So, some quarterbacks that haven't been named that I find very interesting prospects. Because for some reason, we're expecting the Bears to draft one late. Or later, I should say. I see Kyle Trask, who's 2 years, pretty successful. Kellen Mond, Ian Book, and Sam Ellinger. Those names have all been linked some sort to the Bears. Minus Kellen Mond. I just threw him in there because it's a name I recognize. Mac Jones, of course. But are these the quarterbacks we want for the future? Are these the quarterbacks that can actually make a difference? Those are questions we keep asking ourselves in this process. Bears fans are asking themselves. I'm trying to be a realist. Kyle Trask or Ian Book probably would be a minor win. Mac Jones is a borderline win. We'd have to see what's out there for us in order to figure out. The biggest thing, I'm not going to lie, we got to see if Russell Wilson and Deshaun Watson are available. That is all I have for tonight. Kind of rushed through some things, kind of talked about some things. You know, it's kind of normal. Currently looking up another MAC games. Miami, Ohio versus Buffalo. Buffalo beat Miami, Ohio, of course. Of course. Smacking my head at the rumors of us trying to get Russell Wilson. I really like Derek Carr. I don't see the Raiders going after Wilson. I'm sorry, but I don't see it. I know everyone has those beat writers who are going to be talking about it, but I'm telling you, I don't think you have anything to worry about. That's what I figured there for that game. But as I said, here we are, the end. Like I said, Derek Carr staying in Oakland. Or Las Vegas. Sorry, I think I kept saying Oakland. It's Las Vegas now. Gotta get with the times, Biro. Anyways, if you haven't already, like I said many, many times, check us out. Platforms, all down there. Gotta love it. And I will see you all next Thursday, hopefully at the same time. Same time, as always, 7 p.m. Thank you.